Happy New Month, people, and I'm officially accepting birthday gifts. If you're new here, welcome to the place where we talk about the Word of God and topics that are often swept under the rug. But first, let's roll the intro.
Hi, my name is Kelvin Murage and I'm a pro skateboarder.
Well, this is not the video I expected to be making a comeback with, but it's something that really touched me. I remember growing up, if you had dreads or tattoos, you were always considered either a criminal or someone who just, follows a Rastafarian way and smokes weed. And as a result, the community and even the authorities would sometimes perceive you as a criminal and you would be an outcast. Most times, the reference that would be used was a Bible verse from Leviticus, "You shall not tattoo yourself." But this was in relation to the tattoos. Now for the dreads, you're considered to be one who listens to reggae and assumes a Rastafarian lifestyle. There was a number of people who indeed did live this kind of life and who had this kind of appearance. So why did I choose this topic and why now? A few weeks ago, there were two separate cases. One involved 4 youths who were out riding their motorcycles through one of the villages and they were mistaken to be cattle rustlers or planning a criminal activity. By now you can guess, the 4 guys had dreads and tattoos, and the community did not think twice about beating them up and lynching them together with their motorcycles. The other case was about 2 brothers who died in police custody, but can't label this as the primary motive for their arrest. But this also, in connection with the other case of the 4 young guys who were lynched, caused an uproar on social media. Now the uproar was against such prejudice and criminalization of people who look a certain kind of way, or in other words, people being judged for having dreads and tattoos. Now, as a Christian, this just got me thinking, what does the Bible have to say about this? Let's see what Leviticus 19:28 actually says. "You shall not make any cuts in your body for the dead, nor make any tattoo marks on yourselves. I am the Lord." Now we need to identify the context of this verse, in which case it's talking about the practice of pagan worship. Now the Israelites' neighbors would cut themselves, tattoo themselves, among other things, in memory of the dead, and also as a practice to worship their false gods. This is a Levitical law fulfilled and abolished by Jesus. Now you could argue that the principle does carry forward, but it's not about body art, which in this case is what tattoos are about, not doing something to please a false god. Now let's look at some Bible verses to back this up. 1 Corinthians 8:9. "But take care that this liberty of yours does not somehow become a stumbling block to the weak." Romans 14:21. "It is good not to eat meat or to drink wine or to do anything by which your brother stumbles." Here we are talking about the issue of Christian liberty. Now, I believe you have the liberty to get body art, but the question is, should you? What else should I consider? Like my testimony. What does it say to the world? Does it cause other Christians to stumble? If it does, because I love the brethren, I can give it up or forgo that liberty. Courtesy of Wretched Radio, I read this quote by John Marie. "If Christ loved the weak believer to the extent of laying down his life for his salvation, how alien to the demands of his love is the refusal on the part of the strong to forego the use of a certain article of food or anything else when in religious interest of the one whom Christ died are thereby imperiled. In short, if there are people or someone in the congregation who feels strongly that this is a pagan worship or is deeply offended by them, then I should be willing to forego that liberty or forfeit it for the love of the brethren. I should be willing to give up that liberty because I love the brethren and I would not want to be a stumbling block. 1 Samuel 16:7. Do not look on his appearance or on the height of his stature, because I have rejected him. For the Lord sees not as man sees. Man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart. Man is prone to judge from the outward look or from appearances. Hence, we need to be careful not to hinder the gospel. Only God truly sees the heart. As for the believers, you shall know them by their fruits. Matthew 7:16-20. I believe the content that you choose to put on your body has consequences which can go either way. Now, they could be good or bad. So, I would caution you to be very careful if you are considering to have a tattoo. But before that, you should be able to answer some questions. This is both for those who would like to understand what the Bible has to say about the tattoos, and maybe for those who maybe have been thinking about them, or those who may have a strong opinion about them. So, questions to consider. Will the tattoo cause your brother to stumble? What is the primary purpose of the tattoo? Is it to attract attention? Is it to cause others to lust? Is it vanity? You need to be able to answer all these questions before entering a tattoo parlor. So what's my answer? Tattoos are permissible but must be considered very thoughtfully and sacrificially. Remember, this is a permanent marking on your body. I hope this was helpful and give you some insights concerning some of the questions that you might have had concerning this topic. I would like to give a big shout out and credit to At Wretched Radio for providing the material and the insights that I was able to use as part of my research for this video. Be sure to look for them on all of the social medias at Wretched Radio. If you'd like more like this, which I'll be putting out soon, then please hit the subscribe button to be notified every time I post a video, and also the like button so that YouTube can be able to recommend this video to other people. See you next time, and until then, Soli Deo Gloria.